do, does, and did as auxiliary verbs. The words do, does, and did are forms of the verb to do. The verb to do can be used as an action word or an auxiliary verb. When do we use do, does, and did? We use do when the subject is plural or when the subject are the pronouns I or you. And we use do in the simple present tense. We use does when the subject is singular or one in number, and it is used in simple present tense. Did is used when the subject is either singular or plural. There is no problem as to the number of subject when we use the word did. However, it is used in the simple past tense, meaning the action was already done. Do, does, and did are also commonly used as auxiliary verbs. Auxiliary verbs also mean helping verbs. These verbs are used to create negative sentences, to ask questions, or to add emphasis. Now, if do, does, and did are used as auxiliary verbs, what verb form should we pair these verbs with? The answer: do, does, and did are all paired with the base form of the verb. When we say the base form of the verb, there are no additional letters to the original form of the verb, meaning they are not inflected. There are no letters added like S or ES or D or ED, or the tense is not changed, meaning the base form is the original form of the verb. So for example, if it's run, it's really run. If it's sing, it's sing. If it's write, it's still write. Nothing has changed to the verb. So again, do, does, or did plus the base form of the verb. In the next slides, you will be shown examples of sentences using the do, does, and did with the correct base form of the verb paired with these auxiliary verbs. Start with do, used in negative sentence. I do not eat okra. Do here, do is paired with eat, the base form of the verb eat, the original form. So we say, I do not eat okra. And we are not supposed to say, do not eat. Do not say, I do not eat okra, because ate is the past tense of the verb eat, and it's not the base form of the verb. Let's have do used in yes or no question. Do you want to eat okra? Do here is paired with the verb want. Want is the base form of the verb want. So you have to say or ask, do you want to eat okra? And not, do you wanted to eat okra? Because again, wanted is not in its base form. Let's have do used in WH question. Where do you buy vegetables? Do here is paired with the verb buy, which is in its original or base form. And we are not supposed to say, where do you bought vegetables? Because bought is not in its base form. Have do for emphasis. By the way, we use do, does, and did for emphasis if you want to use these verbs in emphasizing something strong or something that is emotive. And when we are going to say the sentence, we have to put emphasis or stress as well to the verbs do, does, and did. Now let's have this example. I do love cabbage though. Do here is paired with love in its base form, and we use do here for emphasis that the speaker really do love cabbage. And for this example, we are not supposed to say I do loved, because loved is not in its base form. Have does. As we remember, does is used when the subject is singular, meaning only one in number. Now let's have does used in negative sentence. Arbie does not sing. Does here is paired with sing. Not here signifies it's a negative sentence. Arbie does not sing. Sing is the base form of the verb sing. And we are not supposed to say Arbie does not sang, because sang is in the past tense and it's not the base form of the verb sing. Now let's have does used in yes or no question. Does Arbie speak English? Does here is paired with the word speak or verb speak, which is in its base form, original form. And we are not supposed to say, does Arbie spoke English? Because spoke is the past tense of the verb speak. It's not the original or base form. Nor are we going to say, does Arbie speaks English? Because speaks is inflected, meaning added with S, and it is not following the pattern of using do, does, or did plus the base form of the verb. So spoke and speaks are both wrong because we start the sentence with the word does, meaning it has to be paired with the base form of the verb. Have does used in WH question. What does he do? Does here is paired with the verb do. Do is actually the base form of the verb do. So we are not going to say what does he did, because it's wrong. Did is in its past tense, not in its base form. Have does for emphasis. Notice how I am going to say the word does in the sentence. Arbie does cook yummy food. So meaning I am emphasizing that Arbie really does cook yummy food. And we are not going to say Arbie does cooked, because cooked is in its past tense, not in its original form or base form. Now you might be asking me, why is it necessary to put does in the sentence? Is it not correct if we are going to say Arbie cooks yummy food? Well, it's also correct when we say Arbie cooks yummy food. But then again, we can make use of the auxiliary verbs do, does, did in sentences again for emphasis. And there is an emotive way of saying the sentence when we include the word do, does, did in the sentence. So in this sentence, Arbie does cook yummy food. I am emphasizing the emotion, or I am emphasizing the strong feeling that I feel regarding Arbie, who cooks yummy food, that he really does cook yummy food. It's more on emphasis actually. And I hope that's clear enough. Now let's proceed. Did used in negative sentence. Now we will be using did if the action was already done or if it is in the past tense. The kids did not clean their room. Did here is paired with the verb clean, which is in its base form, original form. So we cannot say the kids did not cleaned their room because cleaned is in its past tense, not in its original or base form. Have did used in yes or no question. Did you wash your clothes? Did here is paired with the verb wash, which is in its base form, original form. So we will not say, did you wash your clothes? Because it seems that it is already double past tense. And actually, this is one of the common mistakes that some people commit because they use did with another past tense of the verb, which is actually, unfortunately, wrong. When we use did in sentences, we have to pair did with the base form of the verb. No added letters to the form of the verb. Okay? So washed is wrong. Now let's used in WH question. When did Dad fix the faucet? Did here is paired with the verb fix, and fix here is in its base form. No other letters are added, only the word fix, the original form. So we will not say, when did Dad fix the faucet? Because then again, double past tense, and did as an auxiliary verb has to be paired with the base form of the verb. We have to use did for emphasis. He did obey his parents. So we are emphasizing the action of obey in this sentence, and we also stress the word did for emphasis. And since we use did here, we have to pair did with the verb obey, which is in its original form or base form. So we will not say he did obeyed his parents because it's double past tense and did has to be paired with the base form of the verb. So we're done with the three auxiliary verbs paired with the base form of the verbs. So let's review rather. Do, does, and did, used as auxiliary verbs, have to be paired with base form of the verb. Original form, no letters are added to the verb, nor the form of these verbs are changed in the past or in the future. No letters are changed or added in the base form of the verb. So again, do, does, did, auxiliary verbs are added with the base form of the verb. Try this exercise. Which among these sentences are correct? Read the 5 sentences below and then identify which of these sentences are used correctly or are using do, does, did correctly. After this clip, you are going to have your answers checked through the answer key that follows after this slide. Good luck! Are the answers. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.